Alright, if you remember a couple of weeks ago I was talking about these controllers and I was getting ready to install them, and right now I've got three installed, and the top one here is my big wind charger. It's about 400 watts when running, and this is my smaller wind charger, which is only puts out about 100 watts. And then this one down here, when I get my solar panels hooked up, it's going to control two of the solar panels. And these units here are rated at 12 volt, 30 amps, and even the big wind charger under full load only puts out about 25, 26 amps, so they'll handle it with no problem. Last couple of days we've had winds of 22 to 25 miles an hour, and the controllers have just been running great. And these are really cool little controllers, and they're only like 26 bucks on eBay. Yeah, years and years ago when I had my house, I had a huge 1,000-watt solar system on my house, and I had the Morningstar controllers, you know, 250, 300 bucks and all this stuff like that. But believe it or not, this little controller right here, of course it's not rated, you know, 50, 60, 80 amps, but like I said, for what I need it for, it's perfect. And what's cool about it, it's got all the amenities that the bigger ones have, and actually a few more. It's actually got a little 12 volt plug-in right here, and I'll show you what I can plug this little light in right here. I just made this, and see, it'll light up stuff, or it'll handle up to 5 amps. And then you got your USB plug right here, so you can plug your computer, laptop, iPad, whatever into charger or whatever. So that's kind of cool. And then, like I said, the readout screen is really great. That's the right now that's showing the solar panel, but I've actually got this one and this one right here hooked up to my wind chargers, and then this one right here will be hooked up eventually to my solar panels, and I've got a fourth one I've got to put in, which is going to go down here. And then these two switches right here, these are the stop switches for the wind chargers. The wind chargers are supposed to be rated at like 100 miles an hour. I have no intention of letting them get that crazy. When they get up to maybe like 30, 35 miles an hour, all you got to do is flip these down, and these are actually hooked up to the negative and positive of the battery. And what they do is they send negative and positive charge back up to the motor on the wind chargers, and it basically shorts the motor out. It doesn't hurt them at all. It just kind of like puts the brakes on them, and they stop, and they flip them back up again, and the chargers are back on again. And these little guys right here are air temperature, and they sense the temperature of the air and adjust the inverter as it needs to be. And like I said, they've got all kinds of little features to them. That's right now the batteries are sitting at 12.9, and then right there, that's the temperature of the batteries. And it's in Celsius. I wish it was in Fahrenheit, but not a big deal, and you can't switch it. One of the few things that it won't do. And then right here, this is what the PV is putting out. In other words, it's putting out, of course, these are hooked up to the wind charger, and it's putting out nothing. Otherwise, it would be showing how many amps and tenths or whatever. And then you go to the next one, and it's showing you the load. In other words, if I did have a load hooked up on this, which is these two wires here, and they'll handle, I think, up to 20 amps. I could hook up all kind of stuff to it. It has to be 12 volt, of course, but you could hook up pumps and things like that to it. And this right here, under this screen right here, will show you how many amps you're drawing. So get back to that screen. That's the PV, that's the load on. And the next one is so far this unit right here has put out 1 amp hour since yesterday, and it will total it out. And I haven't had any load on, so it's not drawing any amps, or otherwise it would have amp hours. In other words, if I was running pumps or something like that, this might read like 5 amp hours. And the next one is PV's off, showing 13.9 volts. She'll shut down the PV at 13.9 volts. And the load goes on at 11.7. In other words, the chargers, which I've got hooked up to these now, they had to put out a minimum of 11.7 volts before it starts charging, and it shows this. and then the load goes off at 10.4. So in other words, if the batteries get down below 10.4 volts, this unit right here will shut down, and it'll reboot itself once the chargers get back up again. And that's the load on, how many hours. Like I said, they're kind of really nifty controllers. 26 bucks at eBay. How the hell can you beat that? And like I said, you know, when I had my big solar system, you know, 1,000 watts, I had a ton of money tied up in my controllers, and these basically will do the same thing. So a lot less money, and they work really great. And if one goes bad, no big deal. 26 bucks later, you got another one sitting there. So that's it for this video, but that's what we're doing. Got the 3 of them put in, I'm putting the 4th one down here. So that's it. Oh, and the 12.7, that's a direct run to the inverter is what it's doing. The inverter is actually drawn at 12.7 volts. Of course, it's got a 10-foot run of wire, so these units right here are connected directly to the battery, and the inverter is connected to the battery too, but because of the 12-foot run of wire, it drops down 0.2 of a volt. No big deal. So that's what we're doing today. That's it. Say goodnight, Mel.